Ever wondered whether being nurturer actually means finding out everything that you can about your child, about how to raise the child, at what age does this child need this, at what age does that child what exactly does the child need at every age, how should I react to the child? A lot of things that go on the internet about parenting is tilted towards the child. But being nurturer for me is not one or the other. It is both. It is realizing everything that you need to be, because I see us as sponges where it is what you have absorbed that you squeeze into the child. So being nurturer is realizing everything that you need to realize about yourself, the same way you spend time finding out, trying to figure out what the child is, what the child needs, how to birth that child, how to nurture that child, how to conceive. The same way you try to figure out who you are. This journey ought to begin before you conceive, before you get married. But that has not been the case. I often joke that we live backward. But I'm not always saying that anymore, because I'm coming to realize that wherever, like my husband would say, according to David Oyedepo, that every day, any day you wake up, that's your day, that's your morning. So it doesn't matter what yesterday was, it doesn't matter what you didn't know, it doesn't matter what you didn't do. Well, in being progressive, it counts. But right now, if you want to hold on to that, you may feel depressed and not even make efforts towards growth, towards betterment, towards improvement. So live today from now. As a matter of fact, for me, being a nurturer, what it has done for me is that it has brought me to look at myself. Because when you give birth to the child, I always say the child is your mirror. So your child shows you exactly what you are, what you miss, what you lack, what you are not, what you should be. So being nurturer means putting this together side by side. Figuring out who you are, figuring out your needs, figuring out what you miss. The same way you look at that child and say, oh, the reason why this child is behaving this way is because there's something that's missing. You need to look at your own self. So that's why you see on my platform, I'll share things about you, the mother, tell you what it means for you to figure out who you are, why you need to figure out who you are, and then I'll share things about the child, about raising the child, about raising the proper child. So today my call to you is understand that this journey is as much your child's as it is yours. Motherhood, I always say, makes you, builds you, forms you, makes you grow. Embrace it. Embrace the call of being a nurturer. Embrace the knowledge that it demands you to seek of yourself. Embrace the excesses that it demands that you cut off. Embrace the missing links that it demands that you figure out and fixing the missing part of the puzzle that is you. Embrace it. Seek it out. So most times mothers here do like this, behave this way towards this child, react this way, but they see that it's so difficult, I can't. How do you do it? They ask you, how do you do it? I can't. Whenever you can't, it's a call to you, because you can, as a matter of fact. So whenever you feel that you can't, it's a call for you to figure out what is missing. What is missing? Whenever you feel overwhelmed about raising that child, it's a call for you to figure out what is missing in you, not in the child, in you first. If you figure out what is missing in you, I promise you, you will realize that your child will fall right in. You'll be able to easily figure out what is going on with that child. I'm saying, in summary, that being nurturer is not trying, it's neither one nor the other. It's not you focusing on your child and how to raise the child and what the child requires and what you need to do for the child, but also for yourself. It requires you going on the journey inward. It requires you going on the search for self. It demands, as a matter of fact. It doesn't just, it's not begging you, fun, please now, what is it that is going on with us? As a matter of fact, the reason I went for inner child healing was because I became a nurturer. Because I became a mother. That's why I got to realize, there are lots of things I need to heal from. It demands that from you. The reason why I began a journey on self-discovery, I thought I had begun. Well, maybe I had begun, but it became intense, like to the point that, yes, it demands. It became intense to the point that I'm literally shutting a lot of things down and out to figure myself out. Because I became a mother. Because I have to find out what it is about myself. Why am I here? Why am I doing it this way? Why am I not doing it better? Because if you say to yourself that you are about to raise the next generation of proper children, how proper are you? Because you can only give what you have. You can only give off of what you have. You can only be to your children. And guess what? I promise you, well, if you're a parent, you already know that your child takes a lot of what they see you do than what you say to them. So you have learned from parenting platforms that both psychologists and the other platforms, you have learned that you should behave this way. When the child behaves this way, if the child is shouting, don't shout, do like this. And then you are struggling. You have learned you cannot do it. Why? Because you have not learned discipline of self. There's something in you that needs to be adjusted. So being nurturer is a call for you to fix you, to find you, to be you, the original you that was created to express God as you are raising that child. I said at the beginning that the ideal is for you to figure this out before you become a mother. But if you are at the point where you never realized it, it's not late. Today is the day for you. Right now is the time for you. So embrace it. Embrace it. Don't feel overwhelmed. Get up and leave. Get up and leave. You know, I always talk about the fact that the child is the image of God. It dawned on me that I say that and I believe it. But it seemed not to have hit me that I as well, I am the image of God. I don't know if anybody else has felt that way, has ever paused to realize that as much as that child came as an image of God, you also came as an image of God. We are all the image of God. So how am I treating this image of God? Am I taking so much time trying to treat the one that came from me, the image of God that came through me, not from me, through me, and I'm forgetting to treat this image of God? So follow me. I'm deliberate. Oh God, I am deliberate about the things I'm putting out. I'm sharing with you what you need to do for you, as much as I'm sharing with you what you need to do for that little human being. And I know, I'm not hoping, I know that it will help you be a better nurturer. It demands a lot from you, but you have been given every help that you need. Embrace it and be a better nurturer.